You must have really been in a deep sleep.
So we really need to get another one. So yeah, get you in a deep sleep. Animal testimony.
Oh, yeah.
Started giving my dog the water. Why not give her
Right.
clean water?
Right.
This was months ago when it was really hot. So I gave her the water. We went for a walk. It was super hot. Came back. I wasn't thinking about it, and I gave her the tap water. She walked over to it. I mean, just and backed off. She wouldn't drink it. Literally would not drink it. And it occurred to me, oh my gosh, I forgot. And I put the Pymac water back. Well, a couple of months ago, I'm looking out the kitchen window. She's throwing up. Guess what she threw up? I know, it's disgusting. A tapeworm. That is unheard of. It's either they either die or it goes out the other end.
Right.
You know, so wow. I mean, animals can't lie. And my husband's on the Osteodont's products. He's got bone on bone, and it's amazing.
It's amazing for that product. We're going to talk about that in a minute. Thanks a lot. Appreciate that.
I don't have any funny stories. but I have a wellness home, and I don't mind overworking myself outside because I know I can come in and crawl in my bed and I'll recover in a couple of hours. I love it, and I love to go to bed. I love to crawl in my bed. I take it with me everywhere I go. When I go to my daughter's, I was helping her tile, and a 5-day job turned into 28, so I ended up spending 28 days tiling. I was asleep I put out my bed on the couch every night, roll it up every morning, and it saved me. I swear I could not have done it. I got so limber in those 28 days from just moving and everything, and I got to sleep on my sleep system every night, and it helped me recuperate.
Cool. That's really good.
My favorite, and I love the water.
You love the water?
Yeah, I love it all.
Well, you should, because it's really healthy for you.
Yeah, it all works.
You guys had some...
Wait, sit down.
Oh, yeah.
Mine is, the first thing I was telling them was the shoe inserts and the mag boy. Because my girlfriend, I had a little discomfort or whatever. I went over to visit her, and she took that mag boy, and she wouldn't say much to me, but she's just like, and she's like, how's that? And I was like, whatever, we were visiting. Finally, about 1 o'clock in the morning, I go home from her house, and she knows I've got all these issues going on. So she sent me home with a pair of the inserts. And she says, Connie, I want you to put one under your pillow when you go to bed tonight. Yeah, these things right here. She probably took them out of her shoes before she gave them. She's like, I want you to put this thing under your pillow and then put the other one under your lower back. Okay? At 1 o'clock in the morning, I left her house out in Bernie. Go to my parents' house, get in bed. Normally, when I'd get out of bed in the morning, I'm one of those old grandmas. I have to put my legs around, and make sure my legs are steady, and stand up. And usually when I stand up, I say I'm kind of like the evolution of man. You're kind of like this, okay? Terry calls me at 7 o'clock in the morning, my best friend on the planet. I jump out of bed and answer the phone, and she's like, Connie, how are you? I'm like, you are no longer my best friend. It is 7 a.m. and I left your house at 1, She's like, I know, I've been waiting a whole hour to call you. Okay, I didn't talk about it. She goes, how's your back? At that point, I realized I'd jumped out of bed. Okay, I hadn't done that in years. 4, 5, 6 years, okay? And I'm standing there, and she's like, how's your back? And I'm just like, my back is fine. I said, why? And she said, you slept with those shoe things, didn't you? I'm not real analytical. It worked. The minute I tried it, it worked. And so I left and went back up north to Wisconsin, and I was telling these gals, I was totally excited because I was going to the chiropractor every other week. I said, I got to tell everybody about this. So I went around where I live in this little town. I mean, literally, Karen can vouch for this. I'd stand outside the factory and wait for the workers to come out. And I'd be like, take this home and read this and come and see me later. And my organization, he'll talk about later, kind of did this. I told his girlfriend, she told his girlfriend, and it just kind of started going like this. And the next thing I knew, Negan sent me this check. And I called Karen and a couple other people, and I'm like, what is going on? I mean, it was like, can I say? Sure. Okay, it was like $3,800, okay? And I wasn't doing anything. I wasn't working. I was just going out and telling people what I had found. And all of a sudden they sent me this check for $3,800. I'm like, there's something wrong here. And
You were
they're
gonna
like,
give it
what?
back?
Huh?
You were gonna give it back?
I thought they had made a mistake, seriously. I mean, no company has ever sent me a check for $3,800 I hadn't been banking some hours with, you know? And I'm like, what's going on? Well, I had earned that thing, the performance bonus, because I was just so busy out helping families. I just want to get everybody on Neekin water. I still do. I said, I don't care whether you do Neekin or don't do Neekin, just drink the water, you know? So, like I say, it doesn't take much to share it, but personally, I'm addicted to the Jade Greens.
Jay Green's isn't it?
Yeah, I have low blood sugar. I put up with it for 30-something years. One day I actually was at a job and I walked across the floor and had a sugar donut for breakfast. I get about halfway across the floor and I keeled over, and next thing I knew I woke up in the emergency room. And I was like, what the heck? Low blood sugar. Not diabetic, not high blood sugar, low blood sugar. I do Jade Greens every morning. As soon as I get out of bed, I do Jade Greens, and I haven't had even a divot in like 4 years.
Right. Is that cool? That's really good.
And then Shannon's my friend, so I told her, what'd I tell you? You gotta have the water. I hooked her son up. Her son's only 10 years old, so he'd come over and mow our yard, and I told her, tell your mother she needs to get you some of the good stuff. So go ahead. But then she borrowed the blanket reason.
Yeah, now I have to go off of that story.
Oh.
Okay. New neighbor, she moves in. I think she's crazy because she's saying, you got to drink this water. I'm like, who is this lady? Why is she telling my 10-year-old he needs to drink this water? But anyway, I have to tell you, I started on the water. I've only been on it since December, and I suffer from severe migraines. There was not a month that went by that I didn't have them for 3 or 4 days straight.
Right.
I had one migraine in January.
Really?
One.
Just
And I
from the
haven't
water?
had just
Well,
from the
her
water.
son told me that she
And I
had
haven't had
this
it
going on,
since.
so I said we
Really?
could.
So do you, which one do you have? The aquacore or?
Yeah, Aquaport.
Yeah.
Aquacore, like this one
Yeah,
here?
so I have that, and then of course she makes me wear it. I went over there and she put all this stuff on me, just like, just wear it. And the crazy happy lady is what we were thinking.
It's nothing when she comes back and says, I want it back. No,
Yeah, I didn't
no.
want to give it back.
That's right.
I
You
was
know
like,
that
are you sure
happened
you
in my
need
class.
this?
I lent a lady a back flex, and she would.
She wouldn't give it back.
I'm teaching a
Things-
breathing
yeah.
stretching class, and I lent it to her during the class, and she always leaves early. I was like, Elfie, I need my back flex back. She's like, really? I don't want to give it to you.
It's amazing, isn't it? It really is.
But to pass, I'm sorry, but to pass on, so, you know, I pass it on through Shannon, and her son tells me she has his health issues, but I'm like, you know, how do I do this? So her son kept coming over to visit, so I just kept talking to him. So she finally called me up one Saturday morning, he's like, all right, you know, I can feel it coming on. She comes over to my house, and I'm not joking, I must have done like 10 things to her. I'm like, rubbing her, I'm like drinking the water. But
She's like,
anyway,
wear
so I
this,
said,
put this on, rub this stuff on you, drink the water, hurry and drink the water.
so then she passed it on to her friend, so, and that's why I told Diane.
Hi, how are you doing?
Good.
Okay, so.
Yeah, I had a sinus headache, and so I was complaining to her when we were waiting on our kids to come out of school, and she's like, here, I'm bringing you a pitcher of water. So she brought me a pitcher of water from the house. She brought me something else, and something else that I rubbed.
And the cream.
And then
Well, you know, I used it for like 3 days, and my headaches went away, but, you know, I had them every day, and they went away, but I haven't had them since. But I don't know, that's the limited experience I've had. But I listened to her, she's got like this egg thing, she's all around, you know, she's like, sure,
Just hold it. As I said, just hold it.
It's just that easy.
through the car windows, we talk every day
what
about
city
it.
am I in? This is San Antonio. Okay. Actually, it's the same way everywhere. It's amazing. It really is. It's cool. Okay. Well, all right.
Okay. Well, I was in pretty good health, although, and I thought I was already living in a wellness home, just so that I wanted to add something different because I already had an air system in my home from the Sharper Image. I had nutrition from Whole Foods. I had water filter from Whole Foods Market. You know, and I would walk, and I had a nice Sealy bed. You know, and I said, what else is there?
You got it all.
You know, I thought I had all this. So I mentioned this because even if you meet somebody that already is thinking they're doing everything right, which I thought I was, Once I incorporated all the Nikan technologies, I replaced the air system, I replaced the water, I replaced the nutrition. Of course, I got a new bed. And then I said, whoa, my energy just went up. I said, well, I thought I was already feeling good. Now I'm feeling even better. And but I was having a little problem with tightness in my jaw when I was waking up in the morning. It would just happen just before I got my sleep system and my Nikan technologies. And it was the strangest thing because I never had that. And people have this thing called TMJ and the grinding and things. Fortunately, it hadn't gotten that bad. It just had started. But I noticed that once I got on the sleep system and the water and the nutrition, not only did my energy go up, but I'd wake up relaxed, not with this tightness in my jaw. And you just never know what the technologies can prevent.
Absolutely.
If that could have gone on further, it could have been really serious. So I'm very, very grateful. And next time I'll tell you about my mom. She's gotten great benefits too.
That's really good. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Appreciate that. Okay, so your turn.
Well, I could just talk for, yeah, she should sit down.
Okay.
Yeah, it has done so much for me. I know, I'll condense, I'll do the, what's that called, Cliff Note version. I had a cancer years ago that was terminal, so the doctor said, but that was crazy. But I got past that, and I had been cancer-free for 7 years. But every day of my life, on a scale of 1 to 10, I was a 7 to 10 in pain. And I was working, I lived in Dallas. I would lay on the floor, rock my knees, and cry and pray that the pain would go away so I could finish the day. So when I was introduced to Nikan, which has been about 2 years ago, the first thing I did was the first thing was the little power patch and the cream. This guy, my arm hurt, he goes, put this on. I'm like, yeah, okay, right. This little gold thing and cream, sure, you know. I mean, I had lived with BioFreeze. If y'all have ever had pain, you know what that is. So anyway, my first addiction was the water because I thought I was a water hog.